You ready?
Wait.
Wait.
1, 2, 3. Action.
Very good. Right. Morning. So class today is going to be about balance, and it's the class today is based, or kind of it takes a lot of teachings from a couple of Ashtanga classes that I have been taking recently. So it's kind of fundamental Ashtanga. So going back into how the positions should be done and how do you get this sense of alignment into your poses. And the approach that they took in this class that I took, it's about balance, and it's about kind of trying to find in balance in every one of the poses and incorporating a couple of new poses that are normally not on the primary sequence. So what I did is I did a smaller sequence based on teachings, and the idea is to kind of play around with the balance today. So for that today, we're going to start standing up the Ashtanga way. And the first thing to do is to start at the middle of your mat. Bring your toes together. Your heels could be slightly apart or could be together depending on kind of the shape of your feet. But kind of the idea is that the outside edge, the knife edge of your foot is parallel to the edges of the mat. Now, start to lift all of your toes. Place the weight into the heels. And try to separate your toes. And then normally what happens is that, like specifically for me, I really need to open my hands, the fingers, in order to also open the toes. Try to place first the small pinky toe and the big toe. Then if you can, slowly the other toes, but separated, slightly separated. And feel like monkey toes, like toes that really can grab the mat. From that feeling of grabbing into the mat, move forward. Place the weight a little bit more into your toes. And then start to rock back and forth until you find a place that feels the most balanced for you. And this is another thing that they spoke quite a lot into the Ashtanga class, into this class that I saw. And it was about the posterior tilt and the anterior tilt. So we'll move a little bit towards the camera to see it. So posterior tilt is when you bring your tailbone down, your pubic bone is almost flipping forward, and you kind of try to make the back of your bag as straight as possible and bring the buttocks in. Then with posterior tilt, what normally happens is because your pubic bone is forward, you kind of bring everything together. You're slightly constricting the inside or the front part of your body and try to engage it more. So you are trying to elongate the back and kind of bring that sense of awareness and kind of engagement into the front. Now, anterior tilt is actually the opposite, so it's basically like standing like a Kardashian. That's the best way to describe it. So just pump your back or your buttocks back, and you're trying to elongate opposite. You're trying to elongate the front. You're trying to create awareness and constriction into the back side of your body. And normally what happens is anterior tilt is used quite strongly. A lot of people think that anterior tilt is something you never do in yoga. But in this class, he was explaining you can actually use anterior tilt if you're moving into a back bend. You're really trying to elongate the front. You're trying to constrict and use the back part to keep the elongation to the front. And then anterior tilt is for all those poses in which we actually have to push and really have to engage the abdomen. So plank, for example, handstand, headstand. It's a lot of places where you really have to engage your core to keep yourself. So we're going to play with these two concepts when we go into the balance. So when we go into our first pose, into our Tadasana. Again, place the toes down, try to bring awareness into the toes. And as you move back and forth, also try to go into the anterior and posterior tilt. And then find a way in between. So it is different for every single person, but try to feel that both sides of the body are kind of aware, are working. So you feel the front of the legs working, you feel the back of the legs working, you feel your buttocks working. So even Tadasana is a position of power, is a position of strength. Bring the chin slightly in, try to lift the back of the head as much as you can, and then close the eyes. We're going to move now side to side. Until, without looking, you find a place of balance where you feel that you don't need to move one side or another. Strongly press towards the outside of your feet. Then that pressing towards the knife edges of the foot is going to possibly create kind of an external rotation into the legs. And as you bring that external rotation, bring them towards the back, engage your glutes, engage your hamstrings as well as your quads. And feel strong here. So Tadasana normally is a pose where people are like hunching and not really focusing. It should be a position of engagement in all of the body. So feel that position of engagement as we begin the class. Bring your hands in front of your heart into a prayer. Keep engagement all throughout the body. Press into the hands so you feel that the first pose of the day is a position of strength, balance, and stability. Set an intention for the class. Maybe it's not to judge yourself so much, whether you can make a pose or not. We're going to try quite a lot. And exhale, release. Walk towards the front of your mat. Try to remember to keep this awareness and this kind of engagement into the body as we move again into Tadasana 4 or 5 times more. On the next inhale, bring the hands up. Use the anterior tilt to really elongate forward, a small back bend here. Exhale through the middle of your heart, all the way down. Feel the elongation once again into the back of the legs. This is possibly the first Uttanasana of the day. To bring the hands where they need to be, it could mean your fingertips, your hands, into your chins, into your legs. Then bend the knees slowly. Now bring your chest or your lower back into the knees. Place the hands wherever you need to put them into the mat or into your legs. And then try to straighten the legs and keep your low back at all times connected with it. Bring the hands against the opposite elbows. Then close your eyes once again. Move side to side. Feel the toes getting engaged. This is also balanced pose as you're distributing weight into places that normally are not having that much weight. So feel the weight distributing side to side. Release the hands down. Inhale, look forward. Lift your right leg out of the floor, your right foot. Keep it up. And slowly move it to the back, really slowly. First kind of small balancing pose of the day. Look forward and start to move back and forth, bending the knee as you move forward, extending the leg as you move back. Looking forward, bending the knee, extending and to the back, forward, bending the knee, extending, going to the back. 2 more. Return to center, place your hands down into the mat, press strongly, And try to leave your foot without kind of just lifting the hands as well. Leave the foot, keep it here as slow as you can. Bring it to the back, hold here, bring the knees down, move your buttocks towards your heels, look in between your hands, forearms down, slide forward through in between, show the chest forward. Bend the knees, place the knees in the floor, move back, downward facing dog. Simple downward facing dogs. I'm gonna play around with them. Take 3 breaths here to get into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, wriggle around. You can move side to side. Bring your right leg up. Slowly bring the knee into the chest. Try to push away the mat. Release your foot in between your hands. And then as we did on the other side, move forward with the knee bent. Extend the leg, move back. Forward, bend the knee. Extend to the back. Forward, send the chest forward. Exhale, bring the chest towards the leg. Chest forward. It's almost like a cat and cow. Chest towards the knee. Forward. Back. Last 2. Forward. And then back. And as you move forward, what you're going to do is you're going to extend both legs. You're going to start to go into the tip of your toes, the back toes. Press into the front foot. Then try to leave the back leg without jumping it as much as you can. Bend the toes, bend the foot. Try to bring the foot parallel to the other one without touching the mat. So keep it away from the mat for 3, 2, 1. Release it down, hands against opposite elbows. Move side to side. Bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Anterior tilt, small back bend. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Leave your toes. Tadasana, strongly press everything into the mat. Engage. Inhale, hands up. Small back bend. Exhale, fall forward. And down. Inhale, look to the front. Into your tippy toes or into your legs. Slowly start to lift your left foot out of the mat. Try to keep it away from the floor. Use 1 or 2 centimeters, or even more, in this case like 5. Then slowly try to bring it all the way to the back. Extend it, bend the front knee, release it down. Hands down. Once again, move forward. This time your chest goes a little bit forward, a little bit more. Then as you move to the back, you leave your toes. Come into your heel. Forward. And then back. Then forward. Then back. And forward, last one. And then back. Forward. Don't bend the knee slightly. Press the mat away. Try to leave that foot engaging from the core. Slowly, really slowly bring the foot all the way to the back. Bring those knees down. Forearms down, looking between your hands. Push forward and up, upward facing dog. Smile. Downward facing dog as you move through your child's pose. Once again, take a breath. We're just going to do 3 of these. You need movement here for the last time. Find movement into your downward facing dog. Or start to find stillness here. On your next inhale, bring your left leg up. The knee moves into the chest. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Try to keep the knee into the chest. Release the foot in between your hands. Look forward as we did on the other side. Chest moves towards the front. Now chest moves towards the leg and then lift the front toes. Chest forward. Chest towards the leg. Lift the front toes. Chest opens. Chest closes a tiny bit. Lift the front toes. Chest opens. Chest goes back. Lift the front toes. Last one. Chest opens. And chest moves back. Keep the legs straight. Place the toes down into the mat. Engage all 5 toes. Start to move the weight forward, weight forward. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, bend it. Lift the back leg without jumping. Bend the foot. Keep it. Try to bring it parallel to the mat without touching. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release it. Bring the hands against opposite elbows. And down. We're going to try to go a little bit deeper. So grab your heels or the back of the legs. Bend the elbows and try to use the strength of your arms to bring your forehead against your chins. Bend the knees, slowly, 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 slowly stand up, hands up, get long, small anterior tilt. Exhale, hands above your heart. And for the last time, we're going to move to the back. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fall forward and down. On the inhale, look to the front. Place the weight into your left foot. Leave your right foot. Slowly move it to the back. We're adding here into the pose. Coming to the tip of your fingers. Try to find a preparation for warrior 3. Maybe lift one hand. Maybe lift the other. Then for balance here, what you really want to do is bring your hips, your right hip, forward and towards the other. So you're trying to squeeze the hips together. Slowly try not to use the hands. Bring the foot all the way to the back. Inhale, lift into crescent. And exhale, bring your right hand forward, left hand to the back into a twist. Here you need a little bit of balance. Try to feel that your hands are pushing away from each other. Exhale, reverse it. Drive your hands forward, circle the hands forward. As we did before, push the mat away. Leave your foot. Send it slowly to the back. Choice here. You can go the same thing as we did before, or you can do a small push-up as an added. Knees down, elbows down, look in between your hands. Move forward and up. Chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog without passing through the child's pose if you can. We're moving now into the sequence. So lift your right foot up. We're going to open that knee, bend the foot, bring it towards the buttocks, and open the hips. Allow the hips to open first using all the chest. And now square the shoulders, but keep the engagement and keep the openness into the hips. Knee moves into the chest. Knee moves into the chest. Move as forward as you can. Hold it here. Then allow your foot to move on the outside of your right hand. We're going to try a warrior 3, but kind of separated initially, so more towards the edge, the right edge of the mat. So move your hands forward, move your hands forward. Same thing. Now, you're gonna try to roll your left hip towards the right, towards the center. You can point or bend the foot. Bring one hand up, maybe bring the other. And find balance. Find balance towards the outside edge of your right foot. Find balance by really bringing the hips together. And if you move, that's good. That's your body finding balance. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Bend the back knee without using the hands. Try to bring the knee towards the chest. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot parallel to the other one. Release your foot, sit into a chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands above your heart. Find again the balance into Tadasana. Lift the toes, bring them down. Next side, inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward and down. You're slightly towards the right side of your mat. Inhale, look to the front. On the exhale, you're going to lift your right foot out of the mat, as we did before. Bring it to the back, lift it to the back. Preparing for your warrior 3 pose. Roll your hips inward, both of them, but particularly your right hip. Bring the hands into a prayer. Keep engagement here. Slowly, without using the hands, allow the foot going all the way down. Inhale, hands up, crescent. Once again, twist. And see if you can change the twist this time. You can make it deeper. Push towards the back. Circle your hands forward. Push the mat away. Bring the foot into your chest. Release into your plank. Adjust into the mat. Find balance here. Option, push up. Or no push up. Knees down. Feet together. Push forward. Upward facing dog. Smile. Downward facing dog. We're doing twice each side. Push the mat away. Push, 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 push. Right foot up again. Feel like he's pushing towards your chest. Bend the knee. Once again, allow everything to open, like flopping. Now, bring the shoulders in line, but allow the hips to stay open. Bring the knee into the chest. Move forward. Knee into the chest, knee into the chest, knee into the chest. Slowly bring the foot towards the outside. Try to keep it up. Use a little bit, change it a little bit, and release it down. Press into the front foot. As you lift towards the back, once again into the right edge of your mat. Roll your hips towards each other. Try to see if you can bring the balance a little bit more. You can bring the hands to the back. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and add in a little bit here. So bend the front knee, bring the other knee towards the chest. Try to keep the balance, and without touching, move up. And you can shake a little bit or a lot like I am doing. Knee into the chest. Bring your foot onto the inside of your leg. For Tadasana, for Tree pose. Bring the hands into a prayer, find the balance. You can bring the foot close to your pelvic bone, a little bit underneath into your chin. Or if you really need balance today and you don't have it, you just keep the toes down. Just try not to do it on top of your knee or like next to your knee. So for this balance, what you really want to do, the force that you want to create is your foot pushing towards your leg, or your standing leg, and your standing leg pushing against your foot. The more you bring that strength, the more you're going to feel that you can find balance. But it also means that this really creates an engagement into your legs. Now, hands up, grow tall. Allow the foot to move out. Bring it into the outside edge of your left, kind of the left side of the mat. Your feet are open wide. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, toes slightly out. Sit into Malasana. It's early in the morning, so if you have the knees that I have, everything is going to make a sound. Find your Malasana. Once again, try to find balance by moving one side to the other. Press into the mat, press into the mat, press into the mat. Bring your hands forward. Release. Hands against opposite elbows. And then just allow to move side to side, releasing any tension. As we move into the other side, and we make the two sequences on the left side. So move towards your left foot, which is now on the left edge of your mat. You're going to bring your right foot away from the mat. Try to keep it lifted about 3 to 5 centimeters away. Bring it all the way to the back. Find your engagement into Warrior 3 preparation. Feel that your right hip is kind of rolling towards the front. And sorry, forgot, my mistake. Is your left foot all the way to the back. Extend the left leg. Extend the left leg. And again, bring your left foot, hip towards the center. Roll the left hip. Maybe bring your hands into a prayer. Hold here. Try to keep the balance. Shaking is good. Bend the knee, bend the knee, bend the knee. Slowly, slowly, slowly move all the way down. Hands pressing into the mat. You're going to lift your right foot with the strength of your core. Bring it to the back slowly. Find the center of the mat. Find your plank. Choice, push up or no push up. Back. Elbows down, look in between your hands. Move in between. Open the chest. Downward facing dog. Deep breath. Push the mat away with all your might. This time your left foot is going to lift. Knee into the chest, knee into the chest, knee into the chest, knee into the chest. Release the foot in between your hands. We're going to start to roll forward, forward, forward. Lift the back leg. Bring the hands into a prayer. We forgot one pose on the last side, so we're going to bring the foot down. Inhale, open, twist. Roll the hands to the back, circle them forward. Now move forward into your Warrior 3. So once again, roll the hips into each other, roll the hips into each other, roll the hips into each other. Find the balance into your warrior three. Hold the balance for 4, for 3, for 1. Slowly bring the foot, bend the knee, bring the foot towards the back of the other knee. Hold it, maybe bring the foot parallel. Release that foot down. Inhale, sit into a chair pose. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Lift. A little bit of a back bend here. Hands into a prayer. And now the complete sequence into the left side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward and down. You're going to lift your left foot away from the mat. Slowly bring it to the back. Extend your toes, bring them towards your face, whatever you want to do. Find the balance into your warrior three. Feel the shaking into the legs. Allow the foot to go slowly down into the mat. Find your crescent pose. Find your twist. As you twist, also find the balance by rolling the hips towards each other, feeling that you're squeezing something with the legs. Move towards the back, open the chest. Then put the hands forward. Push them out away. Now, feel that your foot, your right foot lifts. Slowly bring it all the way to the back. Push up, back. Elbows down, forward. Find your upward facing dog, downward facing dog into the exhale. We're finishing the pose by adding the last part of the balance. So left foot goes up, knee goes into the chest. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Release the foot in between your hands. Press into the front foot. Find your warrior three. Feel that everything is squeezing towards each other. The back knee is starting to move towards the back of the other knee, but try to keep the leg straight if you can. And then as the leg moves forward, you move forward, you bring the knee into the chest, find your balance on the other side. Hold. Foot into the inside of your leg. Once again, feel like your foot is strongly pressing against the inside edge of the other. We're gonna make this whole sequence again, but a little bit faster and on both sides, and adding just one more part. Release the foot towards the outside edge of the right. Open your feet wide, open the chest. So find your Balasana. Maybe this line comes easier. Move forward, move the weight forward, move the weight forward. As you bring your feet together into the front of the mat, we're preparing for Bakasana. So we're gonna leave the back heels. Think about that sensation of hugging everything towards the center that you had when you had Warrior Three. So hips are kind of rolling still inward. Everything is rolling in. Engage the chest as you were rolling it, and you were engaging it when you were doing warrior 3. Place your knees into your armpits if you can. Now just move forward, move forward, move forward. Doesn't matter if you're going to lift the foot or not. Just move forward. Coming to the very tip of your feet. Then maybe the feet lift up. You bring them really close into your buttocks. And you hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow the feet to go as wide as the mat. Move into the Malasana. And we're moving into the sequence. So from the Malasana, you're going to push the feet, move up, inhale, hands up. Let's start with the feet open. Exhale, pull forward and down. Hands against opposite elbows, move side to side. We're changing from a much more kind of slow into a more dynamic part. Just for one sequence. Release the hands down or keep the hands against opposite elbows. We're going to try to test our balance without touching the mat. You're going to try to bend your front, bend your right knee, leave your left leg without using your hands. And move into warrior 3. Hands against opposite elbows. We're going to try to bring those hands forward. Hold. Remember to roll everything towards the center. For 3, for 2, 1. Back foot down into the mat. Find your crescent with your hands against opposite elbows. Now open them and twist. Roll to the back. Circle the hands forward into the inside of your right foot. Press them out away. Try to lift that right foot and keep it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First, move it into downward facing dog with one leg up, three-legged dog. Move forward into a plank. Try to do a push-up with your foot up. Foot down, knees down, forearms down. Move forward. Exhale, down dog. Recover a little bit. Right foot up. Same thing as we did before. Knee is going to go towards the outside of your tricep. It's going to try to kind of lift parallel to the mat, but without touching for 3, 2, 1. Release the foot on the outside edge of the mat. Without using the hands or bringing the hands into opposite elbows, you're going to move forward, forward, forward. Find your warrior 3 first. Bring the knee into the chest, bend the other knee, bend the front knee. Try to move really small into the front of the mat. Do kind of a curtsy. Lift the leg, allow that foot to go forward without touching. Find your balance, knee into the chest, hands up. So hands against opposite elbows, but up. Hold it. Maybe without using the hands, try to see how high your leg can be into your 3 pose. Now help it a little bit. Bring it up. Hands against opposite elbows. From these 3, we're going to try to extend your left foot, your left leg to the side. The knees are already pointing to the left. Send the foot to the back, to the side. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Slowly move that foot towards the outside edge of the left side. Open the chest. Move down. Malasana. Extend the legs. Bring the hands into the center. You can bring feet together, move a little bit to the back. Your knees into your armpits. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Stay here if you don't want to lift the legs. You're scared with your head going down. Or maybe lift the foot. You can lift one, you can lift the other. You try the balance. The balance is moving forward, forward. The more you move forward, the more the kind of back of the side of your body is going to find the balance for your body. Here for 3, for 2, and 1. Open the feet. Release them as wide as a mat. Find your Malasana. This time, push into the legs. Up, 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 up. Exhale, release. Same thing with the left side. So, without using the hands, we're going to inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Bring the hands against opposite elbows. Move side to side. Keep, now kind of move all the body towards the left. And without using the hands, start lifting your right foot. Find the balance to move yourself into warrior 3. Point, point, or bend the foot. Hands forward if you can. Hold in here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot moves to the back. Inhale, open into a crescent. Beautiful. Open your arms, twist. Reverse your twist. Now circle your hands forward on the inside of your left foot. Press them out away. You're going to leave your left foot just a little bit. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Three-legged dog. 3, 2, 1. Three-legged plank. 3, 2, 1. Maybe a whole chaturanga without using the legs. Knees down, elbows down, forward. Open the chest all the way back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Last part to go. Left leg lifts. Knee is going to go on the outside of your bicep, of your arm. Keep the foot away from the mat just a tiny bit. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Same thing, but now moving forward. Hands against opposite elbows. Start to move your body weight forward. Lead your back foot. Find the balance into this warrior 3. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Knee into the chest. Bring everything small into really tiny curtsy. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. And then without touching the mat if you can, move up. See where your foot can go as you move it into your leg. This is normally your natural range of flexibility. Help it a little bit with your foot, with your hands, sorry. Hands up. Find your balance into this tree pose, modified tree pose. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. And now extend the leg towards the outside. Hold. From your core and your legs. 3, 2, 1. And now slowly try to go on the outside edge. We're going to sit into the Malasana. Last time. Last time for your crow. Let's move a little bit into the center if you need to. Find your knees as high into the armpits as you can. Try to leave your buttocks a little bit more this time. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Leave the foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe allow the foot to go to the back into chaturanga. Push up, knees down, child's pose. That's good. You did it. We go from slow to a little bit more dynamic to strength. I think that was the key lesson from the class, is you need to move initially from being very slow and aware to find that stability, to find that core engagement, and then into something else. Let's just finish with a quick kind of relaxing and flexibility position. So just cross your legs, allow the foot to move to the front. Starting in Dandasana, bring the hands on the opposite side of each of the hips. Press, feel tall. Imagine you're in a laptop, but you're getting really, really tall. You're working, but you're trying to get really, really tall. From here, bring your hands up and exhale, start to move forward, 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 without using the hands to push you in. Use forward. Stay here. You can kind of balance back and forth. You can just find a place where you just keep pushing. Not using the hands into the floor, not using the hands into the feet. Finding the strength and the awareness from your own body, from your own muscular engagement. Hold. Sometimes flexibility is more difficult when we're not holding and pushing. Flexibility also needs you to engage the body. Use the core here to bring a little bit forward without using anything. Last 2 breaths. Last one. Inhale, roll to the back. Sit into Dandasana again. Bring your right foot up. Cross it in front of your left. You can keep that leg extended. You can bend that foot. We're going to go for Ardha Matsyendrasana. So your left hand is going to lift. Hug your right knee, or it can go on the outside of your right knee and twist. You can find any other variations you may want. Hold here for 3, for 2, 1, get a little bit deeper. Turn to the other side, release. Hands to the back, move your feet up, open them wide. Now you're going to bring your right leg down and extend. Left knee is going to pass on top. You can decide whether the leg extends straight forward, or you're just going to twist to the other side with your knee bent. Same thing, you can just hug, or you can bring the arm, the triceps in front and twist. Feel the twist coming from your thoracic area. I really love twist because, especially in the morning, it allows to take away all the tension that you accumulate from sleeping badly, or from things that you still have to do and you're thinking about. Release slowly, move toward the other side. Hands up, feet up. Last pose of engagement before we release a little bit. We still have 2 more poses, but we can release. You can extend the legs, point the toes, whatever you need. Find your Navasana, your boat pose. Hold. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're balancing on your pelvis. Just release slowly, but halfway through. Hold. Lower back trying to touch the mat. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet go as wide as the mat. You release into the mat. Allow the hands to face up. You can stay here for more time if you have it. The idea was to make a short sequence. Use allow all engagement to leave. And instead use relax every muscle. And feel how when you relax, also the balance is created. Sometimes what we do when we are doing Shavasana is that we remain very engaged on one side of the body, perhaps the front, and then the other side is flopping. Can we flop? Can we unbalance? Can we kind of unengage equally? Make sure your chin, your jaw is not also kind of cramping. Just release all tension. Shoulders release as well. Lower back releases. Feet releases. Nice release towards the back of the head. We're going to do a small Shavasana today. But if you have the time, you should stay here. For the rest of us, just open your toes wide as we were doing at the beginning of the class. Really open the toes wide, open the toes without opening your eyes. Just open the toes, engage the toes, engage the toes, engage the toes. Keep the toes engaged as you roll your feet forward, bend the knees. Bring the knees towards the chest. Keep the toes engaged, keep the toes separated. Grab the outside edges of your feet. Bring your knees towards your armpits. Keep the toes engaged. Now opposite forces in two directions. Your foot, your heels are pointing up. Your lower back is pointing down. Happy baby. Keep the tailbone trying to push down. Your feet, your heels pushing up. Roll side to side. Holding here. Staying here, enjoying being a happy baby. Keep the knees towards the chest. Really hug the knees. Bring the forehead against the knees. Small ball. Just allow that ball to go all the way to the right or the left, your choice. Find a cuddle. And using the arm that is on top, allow yourself to move into a sitting position. Find an easy cross-legged.
There's no point.
And use release.
We'll just do it tomorrow when I'm at school and nursery.
What you do?
Not do it now.
Hands in front of your heart. Open the chest. Open your arms. And then use release forward. That's it. Release once again every tension. And thank you for coming to class.